Michael H. Hart, he said that his choice would have naturally been Jesus Christ because he's a Christian. But he had to admit that Jesus Christ was not a father, he was not a husband, he was not a ruler, and he was not a statesman. So just on those issues, he said that he had to acquiesce to Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, because the competition in that case was only between Jesus and Muhammad. So if Michael H. Hart, who would have chose Jesus, admitted that categorically, we're not saying that Muhammad is better than Jesus, we said categorically more profound impact, because Muhammad was a father, he was a husband, he was a statesman, and he was a ruler. And Jesus Christ was not those four. My brothers and sisters, my respected non-Muslim guests, my proposal, my proposition to you is that our purpose of life here is that, one, we need to acknowledge Almighty God. Number two, we need to conform to Almighty God's law. Number three, we need to follow and admit the prophets of Almighty God and adopt their lives and their ways. And we need to begin as human beings to worship, introduce worship in our lives, a worship that is accepted by God. And whose worship is accepted by God? The worship of his prophets. Our purpose in life is to acknowledge God, conform to God, and worship Almighty God. I appeal towards you. I suggest to you, I propose to you that all of you who are non-Muslims, whatever denomination that you are, whatever kind of human being that you acknowledge now, that you acknowledge in your hearts, in your seats, where you are, that there's none to be worshipped except Almighty God. Can you do that? Can you do that? Those of you who can do that without any hesitancy, just like a blink, just like a knee jerk, just like if I said your name and I announced that I had $1,000 here for you. If I called you up and said, come on down. That's right. If I told you to come down and you were up there, you might fall off that balcony. It would just be automatic. So I'm asking you a simple question. Can you admit, can you declare, can you at least raise your hand that there's none to be worshipped except the Almighty? Can you raise your hand? No, Muslims, put your hands down. Now I'm asking the non-Muslims here. That's the proposition I'm making. Can the non-Muslims that's sitting here that I can see, can you raise your hand and tell me how many of you can accept that there's none to be worshipped except God? How many? Count them out for me. I can't see with this light in front of me. Can you raise your hand for me, please? Don't just do like this. Raise it up there. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is anybody? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now let me say this to you. To say that there's none to be worshipped except Almighty God, that itself is to be Muslim. Now I didn't say that makes you an Arab. I didn't say that makes you an Arab, because all Arabs are not Muslims and all Muslims are not Arabs. As a matter of fact, only 19% of the Muslim population in the world are Arabs. To be a Muslim is just to acknowledge, first of all, that there's none to be worshipped except Almighty God. And to be a little bit more definite, it means to accept that Muhammad is the messenger of God. That Muhammad is a messenger. If you can't say the final messenger of God, that's because you just don't know. But if Jesus prophesied Muhammad and Muhammad confirmed Jesus Christ and their morals were the same and they were brothers of the same prophecy, then Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, he had to be what he claimed to be, and that is a messenger of God. Now among those who raised their hands, is there anybody here who can also accept that Muhammad is the messenger of God? Can I see the hand, please? 1, Can you stand for me quickly? Just stand for me. Come right here, please. I want to make this transition or this transaction, because this is what it is. These are human beings that's making a transaction with God. They're not making a transaction for us. They're making a transaction with God and a transition in their lives. So I want to make this easy for them. We have a gift for them, and we're going to give them this gift, which includes, give each one of them. I'm going to tell them what it is. Give each one of them one, please. Let me have one of the packages, Aki, so I can tell them what it is.
Yeah, that's what I gave to you. That's what I gave to you.
Okay. Now, the gift that we're giving to them is something that will help them on their way. One, it's a copy of the Quran with the transliteration of the meanings. Secondly, it's a short, easy to read, authentic biography of the Prophet Mohammed, peace and blessings be upon him. Thirdly, it is a set of 7 books. It is a set of 7 books that have in it lessons for new Muslims. Now, your acceptance of Islam is your acceptance of God, not your acceptance of me, or not your acceptance of these people, nor your acceptance of the political dynamics in the world, because it has nothing to do with that. It's just your acceptance of God. And this gift is to help you make that transition. Did everybody receive a copy? You have a copy? Wonderful. I want you to say with me the simple words. And these words are nothing more than what I have explained. There's no trick, no curve, and we don't have a pool in the back for you to dip in. Who?